A truck catches on fire and burns to the ground at the Road Ranger in St. Robert, Missouri on this episode of
The Clutch Trucker Channel.
Clutch Trucker, filmed before a live and furry studio audience. Yep, that's Rusty, the world-famous meatball dog. Hey YouTube, Clutch Trucker here. Thanks for tuning in to another edition of the Clutch Trucker Channel. All right, well, I was just doing my, shorter day today on my way down to Dallas with my load. And was planning on stopping at this Road Ranger here in St. Robert, Missouri. It's also the same exit for the Uranus Fudge Factory, because after all, the best fudge in the world comes from Uranus. Just love that place. They have, obviously, a good sense of humor over there. All right, so I'm coming up the off-ramp to turn into the Road Ranger, and there's this truck I see over there on the shoulder in front of the Road Ranger, and I didn't really notice it at the time. I take the stop sign, the second stop sign, and I turn around to make my way into the Road Ranger, and I see flames coming out the front of the truck.
Turn right at the stop sign.
Okay, look up there past that blue sign up on the hill at the Road Ranger. The truck right there. Yep, all right, that's the one that's going to be burning to the ground. So we make our way around.
Turn right at the stop sign.
Yep, hit first stop sign, second stop sign, and here we
Arriving
come.
at Road Ranger Travel Centers on the left.
All right, you can see, obviously, the engine's still running, lights are still
Drive
on and
to
everything.
highlighted
Look
route.
carefully towards the cab of the truck, and you can see it right there. And now the Clutch Trucker zoom and slow-mo. Yeah, flames shooting out up the engine, up the driver's side windshield. Yeah, as I was driving in, I'm like, holy crap, that truck's on fire. And I thought, okay, let me get around to the fuel island and get parked and, see if my fire extinguisher, of course, we just have these little tiny ones, would help at all. So you can see the video as I'm pulling up. Alright, so I get up, I get parked, I grab my phone, I'm thinking, okay, I'll grab my fire extinguisher. So I'm about to pull the brakes and all that. You can see as that other truck goes by, look across there, and I have an arrow pointing to it. There's the back end of the truck right there. Alright, so I'm going to pop out, you can see it burning. There's a little zoom in. The cab's already pretty much fully engulfed. I'm getting out of the truck, about to grab my fire extinguisher. I look over there and I can see my little tiny fire extinguisher is not going to do any good. So at least I want to get over there and make sure everyone's out of the way. All right, well, by the time I'm getting out of the truck, you can see in the distance there on the dash cam video, the truck is on fire. By the time I've actually gotten out and was about to grab my fire extinguisher, I'm looking over at it, and I'm already looking it's already way too out of control for this tiny little 8-inch or whatever it is fire extinguisher. I had a bus burn to the ground on me once when I was driving coal miners to work. And again, I had that tiny little fire extinguisher. And I took it back there and sprayed the engine. It only lasted like 5 seconds and didn't do a damn thing. I knew it was way too late for that. So I just brought the camera and took some video. It's going quick. Yeah, there's nothing that can stop it now. It's going to be completely gone. I don't know how, it looked like it might have, when I rolled by on my way in, it was coming out the hood, and that's just crazy. Going quick. I think it's his. Yeah, there's no stopping it now. It's too big. They have a Bosch shop behind that Road Ranger, and one of the workers pulled out a larger fire extinguisher, and he runs over to see what he can do, but even that much larger one that he has still is not enough to knock it out. Once the fire is that big, the only thing that's going to put that out is the fire department. You can hear glass breaking, and you can watch as parts melt and fall off out of the door of the truck. I just had my tiny little one, and I knew that wouldn't do any good. Yeah, You can see the reefer unit still on. They probably should have shut that off when they got out of the truck. It just kills me. People are driving by while the thing's on fire, you morons. Yeah, it's amazing how fast everything catches on that. And you know, you saw the guy with the who was from the Bosch shop had that huge fire extinguisher, and that didn't even do anything. When it's out of control like that, all you got to do is wait for the fire department. There's really nothing else you can do. When that bus I was in burned to the ground, we were on the wrong side of the railroad tracks from this coal mine in Wyoming, and they have a fire department at the coal mine, but there was a train moving in at 3 miles an hour, and they couldn't get to us, and so the bus just completely burned to the ground. And that's when you realize how much of these trucks and buses and things are made out of fiberglass, which just melts and disappears. Kind of wild. Yeah, if you look towards the back of the cab, you see all those little cascading fireballs dropping down to the ground. That's the fiberglass from up above just melting and being molten and dropping to the ground. That's how molten and hot and everything is in a fire like this. Here you can see the fire department. They're pulling their hoses out into place. They've shown up. They're trying to get them ready to go so they can start spraying the whole unit down. Of course, they got to drag the hoses over and get them ready to go. The heat off of that thing has got to be freaking incredible. I know on the earlier shot when I was standing across the roadway, way away from it, and I had zoomed in, I could feel the heat at that time. And it's just amazing the amount of heat that comes from that. That guy's getting really close. All right, now they start spraying her down. All right, at this point I'm parked now, and I can see from where I'm at. Yep, they've basically got the fire out, but you can see they keep spraying everything down. They just really want to super soak it because they want to make sure there's not any little embers or anything that's going to start it up again, because that's the big danger with a fire like that. You can see how that frame is completely bent. The truck is a complete waste, obviously, and he's just trying to make sure he can get as much water in there as possible to make sure everything is completely out before the wrecker can show up and try to take care of it. I think that's the driver walking by again one more time. You can see finally somebody did shut off that reefer unit. The last thing you want is that motor to catch on fire and then burn the whole trailer to the ground. I really didn't expect this to show up till tomorrow, but they're already out there with a wrecker trying to hook up to it, see what they can do with that thing. Look at that. I think, well, they're obviously going to have to separate it, I would think, from the trailer, because I don't think you can count on the frame being sound enough to haul the trailer. So they're probably going to have to just take the wrecker, hook up to the truck, pull the fifth wheel, and pull the truck out from under the trailer would be my guess, but they're already working on it tonight. How about that? All right, you can see they've looks like they've got the wrecker attached to the front of what's left of the truck, so they can try to. You can see the steer tires are up off the ground there, and I'm sure they're trying to now make sure they can get it disconnected. Yeah, it looks like they're underneath there doing that now, so they can try to pull the tractor away from the trailer. I'm sure they've already put the landing gear down on the trailer, so they can get the tractor out of there. I'm not sure if they're going to be able to tow the tractor or have to put it on a flatbed. Who knows? And then I'm sure they'll have another wrecker come to pick up the trailer. Yeah, so wasn't planning on making a video tonight, but wow, there you go. A truck burning to the ground, and we saw it from, right after it started to being gone. It's amazing how quick that happens. And luckily, those guys did get out of the way, did get out of the truck and everything. So that Longview truck line, you're going to be buying a new truck soon, but at least you don't have to replace employees. I'm sure it wasn't their fault. It happens on these things, and at least, like I say, everybody was safe, and that's what's good. It does make for some good video. You don't see a truck burning to the ground every day. Almost looks like something out of a Hollywood movie. I know when that bus I had was driving that day burned to the ground, that's what I kept thinking. This is like a Hollywood movie. And what was funny about that is, diesel will not explode like gasoline, but it does accelerate a fire really, really well. And that day I had that bus that burned to the ground, the engine's in the back of these buses. And by the time it hit the fuel tanks, it accelerated that fire so quick, it was like a giant fireball. It looked like a mushroom cloud. And some people were getting closer with their phones. This was years and years ago when about all you could do was take a picture on a phone. And then that's when the tires exploded from the heat, and everybody decided, I think we'll stand back. What do you think? Well, they're actually towing the truck and trailer together. They just passed right in front of me. I didn't have my camera out quick enough to catch video of that, but they went by in front of me. I'm assuming they're going to go around the fuel island and go back out the other way. Maybe we can catch that. Okay, there it goes. You can see the wrecker's attached to the truck. Well, maybe they're stopping right there. But they are pulling the truck and trailer together. I'm amazed there's enough left for them to haul it that way. How about that? So, don't catch something like that every day. Pretty interesting. So yeah, here I am. It is now Saturday night, the 25th, parked at the Road Ranger here in St. Robert, Missouri. Gonna drive most of the rest of the way down towards Dallas tomorrow for my Monday morning delivery. Then I've got a load picking up in Dallas, going up to the Denver area for a Wednesday delivery. That'll help me get home, and I can finish doing some repairs, reloading the truck, restocking, and hit the road again for weeks because I gotta make some money. What do you think? Well, thanks for tuning in for that one. Yeah, I wasn't planning on making a video tonight, but you know, you see a truck burning to the ground in front of you and you catch some video, well, you know, gotta throw it up here, right? Kind of interesting. It's just amazing how quick those things burn up, right, Rusty? It's amazing. Oh yes, I love you too. He's just waiting for his treats. Thanks for tuning in. As always, please subscribe, please like and comment. I get to your comments as soon as I can. Sometimes takes a few days because I'm a working truck driver. Clutch Trucker on Instagram, Clutch Trucker on Twitter, where I always put Rusty stuff. And as always, sniff that magic YouTube fairy dust. Clutch and Rusty, out. No, this is good, Ellen, because the kids don't get to see, you know, the plight of the inner city, well, in the suburbs where we live. Kids, are you noticing all this plight? Roll them up. All right, Rusty, you got to start down here. Come on. Here we go. Oh, yeah, go up there. There it is. They threw one in your pet bed. Oh, yes. Yeah, we're out of the bacon strips right now until we get back home. We've got some waiting for us, but we do have the lovely Charlie Bear treats from Helen and Elliot, who gave us that. So we have a nice little snacky for you for helping out and doing the video. He always gets some sort of treat when he helps me do the video. So, all right, we'll give you a few more. Happy dog, happy dog. Oh yeah, baby. Oh yeah. Like if you wave a pizza in front of me, I'd probably act the same way. Oh yeah. All right, there's your last one. Enjoy it.